Kane is in the building.
Oh, that you didn't even fade it out. Okay.
Yeah,
welcome to episode 3 of The Decent Show. I'm Ryan Money with Reagan Horton, and we are here to give you the good word. Or the word.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just saw Antman and the Wasp. It's not Antman 2, it's Antman and the other bug. And, or fly, or I don't know what they are. But anyway, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. That was a good show.
You want to talk about anything positive before you go right to the quantum?
No. No, that was all I had to say. It was pretty good. I was gonna end the episode there.
Oh, dude, we can.
In
45
seconds. Yeah,
Nice.
45 seconds of logos. I don't know. I thought it was a great movie. Let's see positives. We want positives.
We can go negatives first if it's easier for you.
No, it's not. That's probably because I have a hard time remembering both. Let's see. Good cast. It was fun. It was pretty funny. Wasn't too corny. Honestly, like I'm sure you might have been able to predict some stuff, but I guess maybe I was just enjoying it enough to where I didn't sit there and try to guess what was going to happen. So I didn't necessarily know what was going to happen, and I like that. I like not being able to know what's going to happen. I like it just happening, and I go, "Oh, wow." So there was a couple moments like that. I mean, nothing like a huge twist. I wasn't like, "Oh," but there was some good moments. And yeah, what are you thinking?
Yeah, it was pretty good. I don't know. It didn't like blow me away, but it also just like it didn't really I don't know. It just didn't have like it just didn't have like a really like wow moment, you know what I mean? But it had like some cool action scenes, like they did some cool stuff with the growing and shrinking and all that, and like him using the car, like and like them fighting in the car, and she like comes in through the back and like shrinks, and they like, miss her, and then they jump around again and all that crap. And
did you know you could optimize your PC?
Oh, I knew I could optimize my PC. I've known that for like 2 years. I don't think it's going to get the memo. It's not happening. But
well, I was going to say, I thought obviously, I don't know. It was, it's another one I'm going to complain about the cuts or whatever. But like in terms of what they did with everything, I like the way that they actually do the combat with the shrinking and the growing and like all the little scenarios and like just how effectively they use it. I think it was good, and I just no villain. We'll get into that in a minute. Like there's a villain, but there's not a villain.
Like the kid, that's always a wild card.
What, the kid actor, the daughter?
Yeah, dealing with the kid story.
Yeah, no.
We were talking about and when we reviewed the first like half of 2018 in that ridiculously long episode, you're talking about some movie with the kids where it's just like so annoying to have it in there. I don't know what it was, but you were just.
I don't either. We'll have to go listen to ourselves. Or none of them. Yeah, we'll have to listen to ourselves one of these days. But no, I don't have a problem with this one. The characters were fine because the kid was minor, and when she was there, like obviously they're trying to get you to feel some kind of emotion about having a family or whatever, and I could care less about that, but it's like it was fine. Like it didn't ruin it. Like because a bad kid actor can ruin, and that's probably what I was complaining about. Is probably horrible kid acting, horrible writing, something along those lines, to where you're just like, we don't need this. But his balancing his family life and trying to stay out of jail, but trying to do the right thing and help out and all that, I'm okay with that. They do well balancing that, and I had something to say about it, and I already forgot. So you say something.
All right, you're on all cylinders tonight.
I know, dude. I forgot.
I don't know. More positive things. Pena, whenever Michael Pena is like, he tells that story, and he does like this stupid talking voice fast, and it's like he voices every character, and it looks ridiculous.
Yes,
that was all hilarious. The truth and serum stuff was hilarious. When they went to the high school or elementary school or whatever, and he's like a little kid, and he's like has those like long sleeves or whatever, like Paul Rudd's like a little kid size, and he's like going down the stairs, and it takes him so long, and you're like, how was your day at school? See, that was a funny moment too.
I thought the movie was hilarious, and I finally remembered what I was going to say, so I'll say it before I forget. This was, to me, one of the few movies, I'm not saying this is the only movie to ever do it, a lot of movies do it, but I don't know, I feel like especially in recent memory, within the last maybe 2 or 3 years, I don't know, but like one of the few sequels that actually takes elements of the first one, doesn't overplague them, still uses them, but also builds on the first one. To me, it was a good sequel. Like, it's rare that you're like, you see a sequel, because I liked it better than the first one. Yeah. And if I didn't, like, it's very close. Most of the time, it's like, dude, second one's not nearly as good. Yeah. Like, they didn't.
What about the Captain America movies?
Like, the Captain America movies got better, but that wasn't hard to do because the first one was so bad. A prime example would be maybe, like, again, not that it's a horrible movie, but like Deadpool. Okay. Like, to me, Deadpool 2, I thought it was going to build like a mofo. Like, it was going to just like take the first one, and they're like, you guys like the first one? Check out this. And like, I wasn't like that at all. This movie, I was actually like, hey, like, I enjoyed the first one, and I really enjoyed the second one. Mm. Like, I don't know, it wasn't, to me, the second Deadpool was like a step back, or it was a step in the same direction, or just like a step to the left or the right. It didn't go forward. This went forward. I was like, this was good. I was okay with, or I just enjoyed all that. Like, it didn't, because they didn't do the stupid storytelling thing too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they didn't do it like 2 or 3 times.
Exactly. In the first movie, they did it like they did it 2 or 3 times in the first movie, because you'd never seen something like that before, and it was hilarious. And instead of just, peppering it in through the entire second movie and annoying you with it, they did it one time, and it was hilarious. Great, yeah. Like, stuff like that. They didn't overdo the stuff that made the first one a good movie, because a lot of people are like, Paul Rudd, a superhero, Ant-Man, like, why do I care about Ant-Man? But like, considering what they're working with, they're actually making good movies. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know.
I'm gonna say, like, sort of piggybacking off of that, I think it's, to me, I didn't ever feel like this was really a superhero movie, to be honest with you. Yeah. Like, not in a bad way, but it was more of like just a really weird, like, comedy, and there just happens to be like it's like a sci-fi comedy, I guess, is what it feels like. Yeah. Because it's not like, he's not like super powerful, or like, he's not even fighting that many people, or like super powered people, really.
He didn't do a lot of fighting.
No, or like she did too, but she only fought like, 15 people or whatever? Like,
she did some fighting.
All the other superhero movies, you kill like 15 people in the first like act, or the first like 5 minutes. But anyway, it's not about like killing people. It's just about like...
Sometimes.
Yeah. It's about when it comes to video games. It's just, I don't know, I didn't feel like it's much of a superhero movie, but I thought that was good, because it was more like... it didn't bother me when there wasn't action going on. Like, to me, like, the strongest parts of the movie weren't even really with action. They were, that high school or that elementary school scene, and the Pena story. Some of the times when he was talking about, like, they would talk about some mumbo jumbo about like quantum blah 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 blah. You got to put this circuit board into this floppy disk, and then like turn on
to activate the quantum physics of the flux capacitor, and
throw it all into Excel. And it's like, I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's just like, what are you? Like, he literally said, just like, what? Like, yeah, that makes total sense. Like, he did a couple of times where I was like, that's pretty funny. Like, because I'm glad the movie is aware that it's just throwing all this nonsense or whatever around, which is pretty standard now. You get that in like pretty much every Star Wars movie.
That's what I was gonna say. That's another thing I'm getting tired of in all the movies, is all the mumbo jumbo of stuff. Like, they're just making it up. They're just like, hey, let's grab a thesaurus and get all the big words that are sci-fi related.
Like, the girl says her condition or whatever, and it's like phase through Wallionitis or something, and he's just like, that doesn't sound real or something. Yeah, like, he's just immediately just like, that's stupid.
Yeah, and even she's like, it's just not a fulfilling name. It's like, it's not. It's crap. It's crap. I don't like it.
All right, so what, you want to talk about the villain? What did you think about the villain? What did you think about...
Who was the villain? No.
Exactly.
We talked about this in the car. I can't remember what we talked about in the car. I don't have a problem with these movies where they're just not a clear-cut villain, and I don't know why. I'm sure that's petty. It's like, Ryan, whoa, you can't enjoy a story and conflict? And no, I can't. If I'm going to see a superhero movie, I want there to be a villain, because that's what I enjoy about superhero movies. Most of the time, I don't like the hero. I like the villain. Mm-hmm. Not that I'm not okay with the hero winning. I don't even really care who wins. I just want to see a sick fight between a hero and a villain. And if there's multiple heroes, multiple villains, even better. But
there really wasn't that in this movie. They really didn't fight ever. There was like some minor fighting between her and Wasp, and then him and her at the very end.
Him and Wasp?
No, him and Ghost, and then Wasp and her.
Yeah. Yeah, most of the fighting was henchmen. The bodyguards of the bad guy who's what is he in? He's like in a crime syndicate or what is
he does something shady.
Yeah, that's right. He does black market technology trading or whatever. He wants
to buy her technology or whatever. So he's also kind of the villain or whatever.
Yeah, so he's the villain, but a villain with no powers. He's just a bad guy with a gun and henchmen, and they beat all of them up, no problem most of the time. And then Ghost, the I guess you could call her the villain. Her name's Ava in the movie. Ghost is, I guess, her name when she's in her suit. And of course she has quantum philodinitis, and she apparently can walk through walls and do all this kind of stuff to where she's there, but she's not there, and everything she does is in front of her and behind her. She's weird. And yeah, I don't know. They fought her a little bit, and then it was okay.
That's why it didn't feel like a superhero movie.
Yeah, because they ended up being friends and working together, not throughout the movie, but they're not necessarily enemies. It's just they both want the same thing for selfish reasons. Instead of just talking and coming together, they have to have a little conflict about it, and then come together at the end of the movie. Well,
yeah, and another thing is I just feel like I don't know where I land on. I kind of like it, kind of don't like it. In most superhero movies, from almost the very beginning, you're like, this is what's going to happen at the very end. This is what we're building towards, basically. In the first Captain America, he's you don't know he's the Red Skull, but he's a bad dude. And he's building this technology, and he has the Tesseract, and we know we have to get there at the end. This movie, I felt like I never really knew where it was going to end, I kind of knew, they started at the very beginning, they want to save the mom or whatever. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of there the whole movie. But then the ghost lady comes in, and then Lawrence Fishburne is there, and then he's helping her, which I found I didn't even see that coming. Not that it's a huge twist, but it was still nice that it wasn't
very surprising.
It wasn't choreographed in pretty much any way. I was he's out of the movie already, I guess, or he's going to come back and help them, if anything.
Yeah, a smarter moviegoer might have seen Lawrence Fishburne coming out to help Ava, but I was whoa, hey, Lawrence, he's helping Ava. That's cool. It caught me by surprise.
Yeah, and then it was just, I don't know, it was kind of cool to not know where we were going to go, because even in Infinity War, Thanos is getting all 6 stones, and then we don't really know, but we know he's getting all 6 stones.
Yeah, I think we just stoned.
So then the mom, thanks. Then the mom comes back or whatever, and you want to get into the negatives now?
No.
Bet.
I honestly, I guess I should have known that, they're going to get mom out and everybody's going to be hunky-dory. But, I was kind of hoping that, Michael Douglas and her would get stuck in quantum realm or whatever forever.
That's so mean.
They'd be together forever, but, they couldn't get out. And so now she's lost both of her parents. And
I thought she was there. She came back and he was there now or whatever. And I was like, man, that sucks.
Yeah. And honestly, we just basically talked about the negatives. My biggest problems with the movie were no clear-cut villain. There's villains or whatever, but there's no... I wasn't satisfied with it because I don't like the bad guy henchman. I don't like him as an actor. I don't like his face. I don't like looking at it. He's in Tomb Raider, and we just watched that, and I don't like him in that either.
My little Sprout.
Yeah, Sprout. And... yeah, I know, what a letdown. And no one knows what we're talking about there. But, yeah, I didn't like that villain. The girl playing Ava was fine. Again, to me, not really a true villain. They just kind of want the same thing. And, instead of just trying to figure that out, they had to fight about it because it's life or death, I guess. But yeah, my biggest problem were the villains and the quantum. The quantum and the vocabulary. And then the fact that, I do like that, yes, they acknowledge that it's, the CinemaSins guys. He's like, oh, Paul Rudd would be excellent at CinemaSins. Whenever Paul Rudd's I have no idea.
That's coming.
Yeah, he's like, I have no idea what you're talking about when you're saying quantum, blah, blah. So, those are my probably 2 biggest pieces with the movie. Because, they're just such big things that, it kind of covers all the other little stuff to me. To me, if there was a better villain, there'd be better action. And so that kind of fixes that. And plus, I thought, I don't know, the other reason why I loved it, I thought the Wasp, the chick, thought she was great. She's hot.
Pretty badass.
Yeah, she's hot, badass. She's getting stuff done, beating everybody up. She was way better in this movie than she was in the first one. First one, she was kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Second one, they just let her, kick butt the whole movie. It was great.
I did like how, in the first one, they, go, and I like the first one, but it's, they go so much into, you should let me be the Wasp or whatever. I was like, oh, I don't want to, and like, because I love you, and blah blah blah. And I was like, please, like, I was thinking before we went in, I was like, please don't do that all this movie too. But they never really got into an argument, so I was like, that's pretty sick.
Yeah, Michael Douglas was just like, hey, watch her, like, she's gonna beat everybody up.
And what was interesting is, like, the first, like, 20 minutes in the movie, I was like, this is kind of slow. And then it was never slow again. Like, I felt like it was never... Yeah. They got, like... They went to go get this deal done, and then from there, they had it stolen, and then they had to try to go get it back, and then they got captured, and then... You know, it never let up after that.
Yeah. I thought, honestly, I was very pleased with it. I would put it up there with one of the best movies of the summer.
Really? Wow.
But, I mean... Not really stiff competition.
No.
Because, I mean, first episode, we
basically dumped on everything.
And said 2 movies were good. So this would be the
Incredibles. We had Incredibles 2.
That's what I said. That's the 2 movies.
Incredibles 2, Quiet Place.
Oh, Avengers. Okay, 3 movies. Okay, so 3 movies. So what? Yeah, this cracks the top 5. And I would... I mean, although... Quiet Place is probably a more critically acclaimed, better movie. It's not my kind of movie, so I like Antman more.
And it's not a movie you could It's not a movie you could really watch
over and over.
Yeah, like you watch it once, and it's not really meant for that. So there's nothing wrong with that.
Exactly. So I would again, it's not really a knock against Quiet Place because I can acknowledge that it's probably the better movie in whatever sense of the word is, or however you want to interpret that. But I like Ant-Man better, so I would put it like second or third, because since it's not a kids movie, I kind of like it better than Incredibles, but at the same time Incredibles was great, so I kind of got it floating between second and third.
Let me ask you this: if we just like treat it as a straight up comedy, do you like just comedic elements in it? Is it better than, what do we say the best comedic movie was?
Well, I mean,
it wasn't.
I don't know how to describe that, because
Game Night, I guess.
The movie had a lot of funny moments, but I can never really consider it a comedy, because like a comedy is trying to make you laugh the whole time, and this movie is like trying to get you feel a lot of different emotions, and humor is a huge part of it, but like they're trying to get you to feel other stuff too. I don't know. It's hard because it's kind of like, again, because it's not their main goal. Their main goal is not to make you laugh the whole movie.
It's pretty much just straight up entertainment all throughout. You know?
Exactly. And so, I don't know. I kind of have a hard time doing that. But I can't acknowledge it was very funny. But it's also like superhero funny, because of the shrinking thing. Like, him being in between tiny and big, where he's basically a midget. Excuse me, a little person. Nice.
I like I'm gonna segue us into like the things we didn't like about the movie by like pretty much putting a cap on I kind of have a way of describing it now. I like the villain in the sense that I like that we don't have to have a movie where like there's a bad villain and like it has to be the end of the world every single time, because like in this movie you kind of got the sense that she just wanted to cure herself. And then she was probably not going to kill anyone again. Like, she didn't want to do that. And that guy was probably just going to be rich and a jerk.
Well, he's going to sell it to somebody who's going to try to end the world.
Maybe, but like it's not like direct, like straight up and down, I'm going to, put this bomb on the top of the building and blow everyone up or whatever, and you got to stop it or whatever. Yeah. And I like that they did that, but I don't think they quite, like, I see what you're saying. They didn't quite, like, stick the landing on, like, having a villain that really isn't a villain and doesn't really doesn't really have any like cool powers, or doesn't make sort of an action scene that's a huge spectacle.
They had more of a villain in the first one.
Yeah, way more of one. Even though it was like a carbon copy of him, which is kind of like a complaint they have.
A carbon copy of him.
That's the thing with Marvel movies, is a lot of people have complaints, I guess, about all superhero movies now that I think about it, where like the bad guy is just a different version of the hero. Like, he shrinks, he shrinks. Black Panther, they're wearing the same exact outfit and the same, like, juices in them or whatever from that tree sap. And Iron Man, obviously, you got that warmonger. Superman, you got Zod. Like, it's just a carbon copy, and people are getting kind of tired of it. So, like, there's that complaint, too.
I don't know, I guess
it's a hard line to ride, because you can't have the same exact one, but you got to have a different one, but you got to have...
Because then it's I don't know. It's
you got to be somewhere in between.
Well, it's so much easier to choreograph their fights if they have similar suits, abilities, and all that. Like, it's so much
it's so much easier to write too. Yeah, you got to think of a way for it to be like kind of evenly matched, but there are powers to mix and not like instant kill for both. You know?
Yeah. You reminded me of the other thing that like we were talking about. I can't even remember his name, but the bad black market guy. You know, the bad guy, the dude with the ugly face. He like says at the beginning of the movie to Wasp. I can't remember her name either.
Evangeline Lilly.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So he like
that's
says
her actor's name. I don't know.
Yeah. He like says to her, he's like, "Oh, quantum, blah 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 is like the future. Like everybody knows this, and it does this, and like he knows about it." And says that it's like the next big thing, like forget cryptocurrency, forget whatever else he says. Like he says all these things that are big right now in terms of, I guess, money and black. I don't even know.
Yeah,
but like, he like says all that crap just to say that, you know, quantum is like the next big thing. And it's like, what is it? Why is it the next big thing? How do you plan on using it? Like, I don't understand. Like, they don't ever really explore that. All we know about quantum is the fact that they shrink and they go into this universe where everything is tiny and you can't get out. And this other girl has a quantum disease where she can walk through walls and they want to cure her. But other than that, like, what are you doing with quantum that is so great that makes it better than cryptocurrency and whatever else? Like, and not that I really wanted that explanation in the movie.
Because that's a lot.
It's a lot. But it's
and
like,
boring too.
It's very boring. But it's just so random. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, this is the next big thing. Everybody knows that. It's like, no, I don't even know what it is. I don't even know what we're talking about.
This is the same universe that Iron Man exists.
Yeah.
Like, why don't we go after that thing? That thing that, you know, it's just an infinite energy source and we don't have to go to, you know, hell. What looks like hell.
Yeah.
And like my biggest problem with them, my biggest like nitpick, I guess, with the plot is, how did she survive for 30 years? Is what I want to know.
Yeah, that's another big one.
And I don't know if I want that explained either, because I'm like, that'd be kind of boring too.
Yeah, maybe exactly. We are being too nice to this movie though, because I did say that to you in the theaters. I was like, she's floating around, you know, a universe where time and space like make no sense. Like she's got nobody to talk to, like nothing to do.
Knows nothing about this area.
Nothing.
No one's ever been there.
Like 30
before.
years. Like you brought it up. What is she eating? Like how is she?
That was my main thing.
That was your main thing. How does she literally live? Like survive? And my thought was like, why has she not killed herself? You know what I mean?
That'd be really.
That's
a realistic thing.
It is a realistic thing. I mean, because especially if it alters your mind, if it melts your mind, like Paul Rudd says it does. For 30 years of mind melting, you're telling me you don't just get lost in it, die, want to die, like something, like 30 years?
See, you said that to me at the beginning of the movie, and I was like, yeah, you're right, that's stupid. But then I was just like, they're going to explain it. There's no way. And then they bring her back, and they don't really... I guess she has that spear in her back, and she's like, you know, that when he stops and those slug, like, whale-looking thing, like, they make a whale noise for whatever reason. Like, they're closing in on his tiny ship. I guess she's spearing those and eating those or whatever, but, like, I don't know. I found it very far-fetched that I was thinking, like, I was like, no time has passed, and she's still going to be young, and it's going to be, like, really weird. That's what I was thinking. I was like, time is different there. That was the only way we can describe it. But
and she apparently has gained magical healing powers.
That's my next, like, plot, whatever you want to call it. I was like... She fixes this girl in 5 minutes or
5 seconds.
Like 15 seconds of just like putting her hand to her head. I'm like, what else can she do? Because she seems like a monster right now.
Yeah,
the way she can just do whatever.
And they like don't address it, and they just go to the next scene, like into the movie post-credit scene. We don't want to spoil the post-credit scene, but I will say it was one of the better.
Why would we not want to spoil the post-credit scene?
I don't know. I feel bad. Like,
bro, we spoiled the whole movie.
Okay, well, I will say that it was.
I'll put spoilers on the video.
Okay, good.
One for the 5 people that might accidentally,
click on it for 5 seconds and not make it to the end.
We're idiots.
Yeah. But the. Yeah, we gotta start getting some segments or something in here. We'll figure it out. But, we're doing movie review right now. Good post-credit scene. I would say it's one of the better ones. In terms of summer, especially this year or maybe the last couple of years, I'd say second best post-credit scene I've seen in a long time to Deadpool 2.
I was about to say, that's pretty much the
number one. Yeah. Number one post-credit scene is Deadpool 2. But this one's, to me, a good second in terms of, like, progressing... progressing the story, setting up a sequel.
And I would say that even though we all know, like we all pretty much saw this movie knowing that this was probably going to take place in the post-credit scene or somewhere in the movie.
It caught me off guard, but that's just because I wasn't thinking, I guess.
I was prepared for it to be at the end of the movie or in the mid, like some part of the movie they have something like that relates to Avengers, but they still did it in a way I'm like, oh crap, like they did it, like they threw me off still, which is, I don't know. We were talking about Skyscraper the other day or yesterday, and like, even though you know something's coming, you don't, even though you know it's coming, you're still surprised by it. That's the same thing I got from this, but way better.
Yeah, way better.
Because I guess it made more sense, even though it's a way more unrealistic movie.
Yeah, of course.
Let's see. What
Not
else?
really.
I want to say one more thing about I think it's cool too, where it leaves him at the end of this movie, knowing that he's going to probably be, in another movie, and like how he'll have to get from there to the battlefield or whatever you want to call it. Like knowing that he's not just a phone call away, I guess, is kind of cool.
Yeah. I don't get what's going to happen either, because like now I'm dying to see the next Avengers, because like if everybody's dust, like how is he getting out of quantum land,
Does Falcon still,
like,
no, okay, never mind.
Is he still what?
I don't want to say it. You're tiptoeing around spoilers. I don't want to spoil Avengers.
You already just said you'd spoil everything.
All right, is Falcon still alive, or has he turned to dust at the end of Avengers? I think he's turned to dust.
I think so.
Because he's the one that knows Antman, is what I'm saying. So they can't do that. I don't know.
Yeah. Because basically, I mean, from what I saw, all the new people turned to dust.
Except for Rocket and Nebula.
Rocket and Nebula?
Rocket's still alive. Rocket Raccoon. And Nebula, the sister of Gamora.
Yeah, I guess I knew who they were, but I didn't realize they were still alive.
And,
but she's not a person. They're not people. That's why they're still alive.
What do you mean?
She's a robot and he's a raccoon.
This is super nerdy, but, like, they asked, like, the directors or whatever, and, like, it kills half of every living, everything. So half of animals are gone, too.
Really?
Yeah, half of everything.
Well, see, I thought I actually... Never mind, then.
I mean, she's still part human. She's a cyborg.
She said she's, like, mostly machine, though.
Did she say that?
She said it at some point. Whatever movie she was in, I don't know if it was Infinity War or if it was Guardians 2, but...
Yeah, that sounds right.
At some point, she was like... I think it was Infinity War. She was like, Thanos tore me apart and made me a computer to try to beat Gamora, and I still can't beat her, gosh darn it. And, yeah, something like that.
I'm like, it's kind of a bummer though that the Wasp doesn't get to fight, like, probably, or like, she's not going to be able to, because she's gone, Well, you never know, I guess. So whatever.
I was gonna say those are all the new people. Like, to me, most of the new people were turned to dust.
Gone.
Like, they're coming back. Like, they're not gonna get rid of Spider-Man,
What
Black
if they
Panther.
do, dude? That'd be the biggest like twist in the world. Disney actually was bought by Fox, and we've been hiding it for months.
No, but I want to see. I want to see more Spider-Man and Black Panther. So they can't.
True.
I mean,
I hope they do it in the right way, because it's gonna seem really like stupid if anyone can be brought to life again.
Yeah, well, hopefully...
I don't envy doing that job, because I don't know how to do that and not make it seem stupid.
Yeah, hopefully they're not relying on Scarlet Witch and Vision to help them, because they'll just stand around and with all their powers and do nothing.
It's alright, Scarlett Johansson's got it.
Okay, good, yeah. Yeah, we're just going to let her kick everything. Heaven forbid we use a witch to solve our problems.
Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, you didn't... What's your rating, though? I mean, do you have anything else to say before we wrap this up?
I thought... it was pretty funny too whenever he was possessed by the mom and he did like those weird like
he
female
did all the mannerisms.
Good word.
Thanks.
Yeah, that was really funny to me. I don't know. Pretty decent film.
I'm going with high key decent.
You're going with high key. That's not a ranking.
I don't have the system,
bro. It's Garbaggio. Loki Garbo, decent, mad decent, fuego.
Okay.
I'm giving it decent. I don't think it's like...
Whoa.
It didn't like I'm
Whoa,
just saying,
who's the critic now?
Bro,
I'm gonna go with mad decent.
I'm just saying, like, but the thing is, when I'm thinking about it, I'm like, Black Panther to me was mad decent. Is it as good as Black Panther?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean...
Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know. To me it is, but not in terms of the effect.
Have you seen Black Panther more than once?
I feel like I have. I don't know. Probably not.
Well, you're going to probably have to see this one twice.
I think I've seen... It's one of those... Like, I've seen the movie... I mean, I saw it once for sure. I don't think I ever saw it a second time, but I saw the CinemaSins like twice, so that's basically like watching the whole movie.
You got me beat there.
It's one of those things that, yeah, Black Panther has the bigger impact, especially on society and culture and all that, but in terms of just like movie to movie, like, I enjoyed both of them.
Pretty much the same, really.
Pretty much the same, yeah. I mean, if I had to pick one, yeah, I might give Black Panther the nod. But, like, I don't even really feel comfortable doing that. I don't know.
Really?
I don't know.
It's just weird, because, like, I just got a vibe from you when we were watching it that, like, you were just... I don't know. Like, ever since you said that thing of, like, how are they going to get her alive, you know? Like, I was like, he's out. Like, he's out of this movie.
He's out of it. He's gone.
I just thought it's like...
Rick, you don't even know me.
Bro, I guess I don't.
I'm an onion. I got layers.
Yeah, giving this one a mad decent. Giving Ready Player One a mad decent.
Great movie. Nah. Mad, dude, Ready Player One had so... It could have been, like...
Complete garbo? Is that why?
The bee's knees. No, it could have been even better if they'd, like, cut 20 minutes and get rid of that stupid chick. Like, but, nah, I mean, well, like, not get rid of her, but just...
Not make her an essential
there's
element
so
of the
much,
plot.
There's so much going on with the movie.
That's way more interesting than a generic love plot.
Yeah. They don't need it. They don't need it.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. I was like, there's a lot of cool stuff in that world, and like, I'd way rather have that time devoted to that than them like, falling in love.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Not that you can't have
both.
Them be together, but like, if you got so much going on, like, we don't want the love side story. If we wanted that, we'd go see a love movie. Like, we go see a rom-com. Like,
and you could have had them do that dance in the virtual world, then maybe kissed in real life, and it would have probably been the same effect. And it would have taken way less time.
Way less. And I'm all for that.
Way less time.
Way less.
All right, so are we gonna see? What are you gonna give it? You gonna give it mad decent?
I'm giving it mad decent. I'm locking it in at mad decent. I don't feel comfortable with my Black Panther comments. I feel like if anybody were to actually listen to this show, they'd be like, "Whoa, how dare you even put Antman and the Wasp in the same league as Black Panther?"
Bro,
it's just one of those things.
Critiquing a movie, like
it's a big deal. What we say matters. I don't know.
Literally nothing about this.
Yeah, nothing matters. But, you know, it's just, I don't know. It was a good movie. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed both of them, but for a lot of different reasons. So it's kind of hard to sit there and say one's better than the other. Mm-hmm. And I'm just going to say I enjoyed both of them. And I can't sit there and be like, oh, yeah, dude, Black Panther's way better. Because I thought Ant-Man was great. And I thought...
It feels faster, I'm not going to lie to you. It feels way faster.
Feels faster. And also, it was funnier. It was way funnier. I mean, but not Black Panther. I guess isn't meant to be funny. I mean, Paul Rudd's a comedic actor. Yeah. So is Pena, or he can be. Mm-hmm. And then you got T.I. in there. Like T.I. is not.
That was T.I.
It's always been T.I. Yeah.
Bro, I've always been like, yeah, that's T.I. But then I'll see it on TV or something. Like, dude, who is that? I know that that looks familiar, and then I'll hear him talk. I'm like, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's T.I. Yeah. No, it's good stuff. Man, decent. You're sticking it decent.
I'm sticking it decent.
What ruined it for you? What prevents you from going higher than that?
It's just, I don't know. To me, like, the movies I gave mad decent, which I think was only Black Panther. And I just don't feel like it's on that level, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. I don't know why.
So you've given out a Fuego, a mad decent, and everything else has basically just been decent or worse?
Most of it's been, like, low-key garbo, to be honest with you. Yeah. Because we got a lot of giant monster movies that suck. Yeah. And then buildings that are falling out of the sky.
Which ones? Oh, yeah, Rampage and... What is
Pacific
the other one?
Rim.
Pacific Rim. Yeah. You saw that?
Bro, we talked about this.
I know, but I can't believe you saw it. What made you see that?
I liked the first one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
All right.
Well,
are we going to see Equalizer 2?
Yeah, we're going to see Equalizer 2. You guys stay tuned. We got more. The summer's not over. We got a lot more movies to see. So
we got Equalizer 2 for sure. We got Mission Impossible. I'm thinking maybe for the Mission Impossible one, we talk about the other movies too.
Oh, yeah. We're going to have to cover at least, I guess, 4 and 5. I mean, 1, 2, and 3 will be a quick touch-up as garbage. Yeah, you know.
Three's pretty good.
Yeah, three's good. Yeah. Well, I think we're going to get out of here. Ant-Man and the Wasp. We got a mad decent and a decent. Pretty good movie. Recommend seeing it if you haven't already. And that's going to do it for us here on the Decent Show. For Reagan Horton, I'm Ryan Money. Y'all have a good night.